Hello and welcome to the Huddle. This is the show that gives you the inside scoop, all the private info, all the juicy gossip in the greatest rugby club in the world. I mean, that's a bit one-eyed of me. I can't be sure it is the greatest rugby club in the world. We think it is. What it definitely is a better club than Harlequins, because we've gone back to back against them. The women beat them last week, and Harlequins doing all their, we've lost England players. Oh, really? We've never had that problem. Anyway, completely destroyed them. We're going to be talking about that later on, and I'll be saying other inflammatory comments. But we also have an exclusive interview with two stars from last weekend, Mako and Billy Vunipola. And remember, if you want to contact us to talk about any of the sections of the show or any of the show, particularly asking questions of players in the Ask a Saracens section, then you can do that via social media at Saracens, hashtag the Huddle, or email thehuddle@saracens.net. Anyway, I can't do this show on my own, even though I'd like to, and it would probably run more smoothly. So let me introduce my fantastic co-host. It's Steve Cummins.
I can go.
Yeah, that was the worst intro I've done, because I had too many things to get in and I was feeling emotional about Quins. But I've got to stop finding new ways to be horrible to you.
It's
and just
fine.
Try to be positive.
It'll run out eventually.
Yeah.
You can't be like this to me forever.
It is. It's horrible. I keep thinking I've already done a Cummins and Goins joke, haven't I, on one of the other...
No, but you've burnt that one now. So
I've now burnt it without properly doing it. I know. Yeah. Anyway, did you enjoy the weekend's game against Quins?
I did. And who thought that potentially losing your England players may affect your side's performance?
Exactly.
I mean, what a controversial statement that was.
Exactly. I mean, I don't want to make a big thing about this, because there are some people who go online and do a little bit of moaning about, it wasn't a great performance, we only scored 2 tries. The weather was awful. That wind was terrible and messed up both teams.
Absolutely. And I took to social media in defence of Saracens, because I thought that the performance that they put in, under all of the various different circumstances that you've talked about, with players missing, with internationals away, with the worst conditions that we've had here for quite some time.
Yeah.
Even Luke Pearce was cold. Even Luke Pearce was hurrying people up. To try and create and craft those subtle interchanges and the little offloads and what have you, they don't always stick on a warm sunny day, let alone the weather that we had. But I think the heart and the resolve that they showed as a group, as a 23, there was absolutely no way that we were going to be beaten. And I thought it was really particularly nice to see that Tizard, when he got that ball and he had a little breakthrough, really considered his options and worked out who he was going to be playing for next season, and slowed down and looked over his shoulder. Yeah. So he's already a Saracen.
He's going to be a future great, isn't he? He's already betrayed his old team. But I think also, to me, the player, I actually walked past him before the start of the game, Esterhazen, who did scare me. Yeah. And you look at our centres and our back line, and I thought, they don't look big, but they controlled him really well. I don't think he had a quiet game.
Yeah, I think one of Esterhazen's real key strengths is taking the ball at speed and looking for a gap or a smaller defender, and the majority of defenders in that centre channel are smaller than him. But once he's built up that head of steam, it's very difficult to stop. And I think a few weeks ago when they played Sale, they proved that if you are right up in his face, if you're stopping him getting that momentum going, you can keep him quiet. And I think Lazovsky and Morris are, pound for pound, some of the hardest hitters that we've got in our squad, I would suspect. So they were often double teaming him and really did keep him very quiet.
Deceptively powerful. Very much like you, Steve. But did you stay and watch England-Italy?
I didn't.
Because I found that quite hard to be. Whereas with Quins fans and with Sarries, there was a couple of Quins fans, and I was so hyped about the fact we just beaten Quins. It was a problem to see Max Malins go down the wing and pass inside to Marcus Smith, and I went yes, Marcus. I don't know, he's a Quin. Why am I getting excited? I don't like fraternisation with the enemy, and I think Max could have scored in the corner in that game rather than passing it back inside.
Part of me is now glad that I didn't stay to witness that, because I'm not sure that our friendship could have survived.
No, but I was having a little chat with this Harlequins fan, and we were doing a little 2-1, because we had 2 tries there.
Yeah, of course,
I think at the end we had 3 scorers.
We had 3,
scored.
2 for Jamie and 1
for 2 for Jamie and 1. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, my earpiece just will not stay in. So just generally looking, because of course we haven't been on since the women won at Quins, which was an amazing performance.
Brilliant, superb. Such a tight first half, and a good crowd there at the Stoop, reigning champions. They turned us over at our place. You know, we've gone back down there. It was always going to be a tough ask, but I think they're in such a reign of form at the moment. You know, they've won 5 on the bounce. I think they've only conceded about 15 points a game. Defensively, they're so switched on. They're scoring points, and you know, they've gone down there and really stuck it to the champs.
Stats on the women: 12 wins from 13 this season, a league points difference of plus 297. But then you look at the men: 400. We're the best attack in the league.
Yes, yeah.
499 points at 33 points per game. Second best defence, which is a bit disappointing. We should be the best defence. 264. But also, if we would be on equal, we're second in the Premiership. We would be on equal points with Leicester if the ref hadn't got it wrong in that decision at Welford Road.
Well, there's a couple of key turning points in the season already, isn't there? And one likes to hope that these things even themselves out and a good team beats a bad referee, etc., etc. And we won't go there. I think over the course of the 23-24 rounds of the season, I think the right 4 teams will end up at the top.
Yes.
And I'm very comfortable that we'll be one of them.
Fingers crossed Quins and Exeter won't be. It's looking dodgy for them. Anyway, I think Wasps are going to come and take. Anyway, now, the West Stand.
Yes.
First game was Bath, wasn't
Bath,
it?
that's right,
We haven't been on since the Bath game either, have we?
Haven't, no,
Another 40 points, and Bath are doing fine.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Wasps they played last weekend? Who ran them quite tight until they got
until Rockadaguni got sent off.
So I think we did rather well.
I think we did very well.
Yeah. The West Stand's looking beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It's a thing of beauty. As you walk up Champions Way now, and you can see the cladding on the outside's almost finished, and the seating deck's almost complete as well. And I think visually and acoustically, it just adds so much. You know, it brings that symmetry as well, and it dwarfs the north and the south. You know, they look tiny in comparison, and I think it's such a fantastic facility, and I think it really will help us move on to the next level.
Will you swap your season ticket to go to the West Stand next season?
No. I'm a passionate East Stander. I've got a brilliant seat right above the stairway, so nobody's in front of me. I can jump up and down. I can gesticulate. I can tell Luke Pearce where he's going wrong. It's absolutely fine for me.
See, I have some characters I do love round me in the East Stand, but if I can get them all to, because I think if you're there and if you can get in the East Stand, it's easier for the coaching team to hear my instructions.
Well, there is that. Yeah.
And if you change someone's, Mark McCall changes his mind over something because I've shouted, "Oi, don't take him off, Mark." What's that, Hal? Right. I just that's my little dream.
I think that's a very good reason to stay in the East Stand, if I'm honest.
Oh right, do you think I shouldn't
so
have
that Mark can't hear you?
Yeah, that's very, very, very good point. Now it's time for the front row. This is the part of the show where we give you all the latest news from the club. First up, it's the women's fixture.
Yes.
19th of Feb this Saturday, taking on Gloucester Hartbury in the Allianz Premier 15s. It's been a stellar season so far for the women, hasn't it? But again, I'm always the voice of doom. It's a potential banana skin. Gloucester Hartbury, deceptively good team.
Yeah, good side. Took us all the way when we played them down there. If you can't make it to Brentford, if you're not going to London Irish, absolutely, the women could really do with your support.
Exactly, and it's just go to saracens.com to secure your seats. We're on that camera. £5 for kids, £10 for adults. It's an absolute steal. That could be a really massive game. So do try and make it to that one. The next time we're back at the Stonex is going to be 5th of March, isn't it? Yes, Saturday 5th of March, and it's Leicester Tigers, which is. Do you know what? They had a bit of a blip and they're coming back into form, Leicester, aren't they? They had a good game last weekend.
First against second, always a spicy fixture.
Yeah.
Back here, again, controversial ending at Welford Road.
Exactly.
Top 2 clash, still be missing a few England players.
Yeah.
And I'll be flying back into the country that morning to make sure.
Well, are you going skiing or something?
I am.
Oh, it's just how the other half live, eh? That'd be lovely. I mean, I'm hoping there will be a controversial decision that just makes it the other way. I hope we don't.
As long as it goes our way.
Yeah, as long as it goes our way. Yeah. Surely it's an opportunity to even things up. Hopefully there'll be something missed, and we can win in a way that's really, really annoying to Tigers fans. Now. We also have the England-Ireland under-20s match, which is going on 12th of March.
Yes.
Is that on the thing? Yes, there it is. England under 21st, under 20s. You can see the future of England. They're going to all be there. Having said that, they've lost to Italy.
They did
6-0.
6-0, yeah.
They're probably a bit of an up and down side. That's. I missed seeing that. Did you see the highlights of that?
I didn't. There was a little bit of controversy around an HIA. Apparently, the French officials did exceptionally well to deal with that situation, but they'll take that defeat on the chin. Obviously, a couple of Saracens involved there. Come down and watch the under-20s, and you'll be able to see the current England side as well, because that'll be shown on the big screens.
I'm not going to be able to make it to that. That's the Newcastle game, isn't it?
That's Newcastle away.
Yeah. Are you going to Newcastle?
I'm waiting to find out if I'm going to Twickenham.
Some people's priorities just aren't there, are they? Literally waiting to go and see an international that's of no importance now we've lost to Scotland. I'm going up to the longest trip in the. Okay, my daughter's at university there, but. It's the longest trip. I'm heading up to Newcastle because I wouldn't miss a game. Wouldn't miss an away game. Anyway, now it's time to introduce a new special guest. Now, this is usually on the front row. We have Gordon Banks, who comes on and gives us the info. He does a very, very good job. He's got a little bit starry. He's got a little bit, wants his own dressing room, wants his own makeup artist. So we've got a new guest. It's the head of partnership marketing. It's Emily Marshall. Hello, Emily.
Hi, Emily.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Wonderful to have you here. Can you tell us a little bit about what your role is exactly at Saracens?
Yeah,
sorry,
that
sounded like a question going, tell me what you do. That's sort of like questioning Steve, going, what's the point of you? No, but what
to be honest, I'm still figuring it out myself, but no. So our job essentially, I think I sum it up quite well, was we were on a match day once and we were at box level doing player visits, so essentially getting players in post-match into the kind of corporate boxes up there. And there was a kid there just collecting autographs, and he said to me, he was like, what's your job? What do you do on a match day? Clearly, I didn't look like I was very busy, but I remember saying to him, I was like, essentially, we talk to people. We are relationship managers, and we account manage all of our commercial partners. So our role is to ensure that all of their rights are delivered in line with their partnership objectives. So the reason why our commercial partners, also known as sponsors, why they've taken up a partnership, and it's our job to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And it's a really exciting job, because partnership rights could be anything from player appearances, ticketing, hospitality, social media campaigns, but also Hal, I think we might be seeing in Newcastle, we're taking a large group of our partners to that game for a partner away trip. It's completely varied, and every day is different because every partner is completely unique, and what they need from the club is all so different.
And we are doing, I don't want to blow Saracens' trumpet, but you're doing particularly brilliantly, aren't we? We do seem to have a lot of real quality sponsors. Not just sort of,
No, when you think
don't seem to have everybody all over their shirt, a local shop, Exeter. No, but no, they are good sponsors.
When you think back, obviously, over a couple of years, there was an awful lot of fear amongst the supporter group that the turbulence that the club was going through might mean that there was an exodus, really, from supporting and partnering with Saracens, and it really seems to be the complete opposite. People are almost climbing over themselves to attach them to Saracens, obviously down to all of your team's hard work.
And it's since the Huddle started, weirdly. There's a weird coming together.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. But interesting you use partnership rather than sponsor. Tell us a little bit more about what they're doing for us in as much as we're doing for them.
Yeah, of course. I think you're so right there. I think no one can ignore that the last 2 years have been difficult for everybody in the world. We're not alone, but I think it's testament to, as you said, the credit that the team do to account manage these partners throughout the whole business, though, as well, from the very top. From the training ground, everyone recognises the importance of our commercial partners and how valuable they are to us in helping us achieve our objectives. Not only is it a significant commercial revenue stream, They also support us growing our audience. They support us with brand recognition. They support us wanting to go global. So they are fundamentally important. And yeah, as you said, we've got a great bunch. We've got 23 partners, some incredibly loyal partners that have been there and supported us throughout. And as you said, the family is growing. The partnership family is growing, and it is a partnership. We want to have shared values with our partners. We want to be working towards the same objectives. The biggest win, I think, was when we onboarded StoneX and City Index, our new lead partner. They were so interested in our culture, the Saracens way, our values, and they were so keen to incorporate those within what they do as a business. And that's a really proud moment as a club and as a partnerships team when they're taking on our values. So yeah, they really are integral, and I think really important to us is across all of the clubs, trying to get more partners going across Saracens men, Saracens women, and Saracens Mavericks is only going to strengthen our kind of proposition.
Is that your focus at the moment, to make sure that it's more evenly spread across different teams, or that?
Yeah, no, spot on. I think women's sport is a massive focus for the partnerships team. We are working really hard to get our brands and partners across all three. We've had some, again, loyalty is probably the word that springs to mind, some incredibly loyal partners like Cavendish Brook and Made for Drink who partner solely with the women's team, and they've made that strategic decision to do so, and they've been with us for years. I think women's partnerships across the sports industry is on the rise, and we definitely as a club want to be at the forefront of that. And obviously with the leadership of Lucy Ray, it really puts us in a strong position to do so. And I think it's an exciting time. It's the more commercial partners buy into women's sport and have a kind of full group view, the more opportunities they really are, because we are always saying now that we are one Saracen. So if you want to join the group, that's the best way to do. And the winning partnership is also when you involve our foundation. So an example you might have seen is Shawbrook Bank. So they've partnered with the Empower Her program with the foundation. They're obviously across all three of our teams. And that Empower Her program is an amazing campaign and program that looks to provide and upskill the next kind of female leaders within our community. So taking young women from our community, putting them in with a mentoring system with some of our Saracens Mavericks and Saracens women's players, and developing those skills and as I said, building the next leader. So it's really exciting. It's something we can all be really passionate about and really get stuck into at an exciting stage of growth.
And the reach is enormous, as you said. Anybody that wants to partner with us can have a diverse range of sports. This isn't just about 3 o'clock on a Saturday. It is about the school. It is about the foundation. It is about everything else. And these messages will stay with these youngsters for life. So I can see why that they would want to get on board with us and really support us all the way through. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I think the phrase we always say, and it's actually something we struggle with maybe in sales pitches, is we're more than just a rugby club and a netball club. There is so much going on that we sometimes struggle to say everything, but it kind of pinpoints back to that. Every partner's different. They each need a different thing. So we almost create these bespoke partnerships that tick the various boxes for each brand.
Very exciting. I'd like to be sponsored. How do
Would
we
you? Maybe at the next partnership planning meeting, maybe just see if anybody's interested in sponsoring the Huddle.
Yeah, just a little chat with Land Rover.
Yeah.
Anyway, I shouldn't be product placing, but no, they're not. Now, you saw the you were at the Mavericks game, weren't you? Their first game of the season.
I was indeed. I was at their first home game, which was last Friday.
Oh.
We were lucky enough to be hosting some of our partners there, including our new lead partner of the Mavericks version 2, who are, I think their slogans, they're a lighting rental specialist company for TV and broadcast. So their motto is shining a light on women's sport. And when we saw the players' entrance, it's absolutely what they did. It was really adding the wow factor to the matchday experience. But a phenomenal experience. I'd say to everyone, get down, go and watch a Mavericks game. I thought, back from my school days, I was quite good on the netball court. But then when I watched these players, the intensity, the speed, the fitness, I struggled to know what to watch and where to watch on the court. But it was absolutely a really, really enjoyable experience. So yeah, definitely go have a watch.
Brilliant. And are version 2 concentrating just on the Mavericks, or are they looking at the wider group as well?
Yeah, so they are across all 3 of our clubs, which is fantastic. So yeah, so they are lead partner of the Mavs, they're principal partner of Saracens Women, and they are a club partner of Saracens Men. So yeah, across the group, and supporting that way, but with a real focus on the women's teams.
Excellent. Look forward to an interesting light show for one of the knockout matches.
Exactly.
At the Stonex in the not too distant future, hopefully.
That would be brilliant. Are you taking a large group to the Showdown too on March 26th?
Yeah, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? I mean, we are all eyes are focused on our Showdown 2 this year. I mean, we got so close the last time, and it is so exciting to be it's just around the corner really, which actually makes me a bit nervous for planning. But yeah, we've got lots of plans. It's an incredible opportunity for our partners to be given a platform to deliver their rights a little differently. So it's on a huge scale within world-class facilities. So yeah, it's going to be a great show. And in the build up to that, StoneX have partnered with the Challenge Accepted content series, which is launching very, very soon, where you'll see some of our players take on Bristol Bears, some of their players, and some light-hearted, kind of fun, silly challenges. And City Index again are supporting us even further, and they've partnered with Inside Saris, which is going to be a content piece that goes out after the Showdown, and it'll be really exclusive behind the scenes footage to give everyone that money can't buy access into the world class stadium we're going to. So yeah, very exciting.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm very, very excited about that. Emily, can I say thank you so much for your... please come back again. You're much better than Gordon. That's a joke, Gordon. That's a joke. You're both brilliant in different ways. But thank you so much. That was really interesting. In fact, usually I'm bored by financial stuff and talking about things like that. And I found that really interesting on all the partnerships and things. So yes, Emily, thank you. And please join us again soon, hopefully.
Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. You take care.
Thanks, Emily. Cheers.
As Emily mentioned there, this is part of our challenge, isn't it? For the Showdown 2.
Yeah.
It's to fill the world's best football stadium for a Gallagher Premiership rugby match. Challenge accepted. We've recently launched our new campaign, Challenge Accepted, whereby we'll be laying down a marker with Bristol Bears in a series of challenges ahead of our big game, the Showdown 2, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, March 26th. Don't know if we've mentioned that before. March 26th, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Check out the challenges and see how you can get involved via the Saracens social media channels and website. Hurry, tickets are selling fast. Secure your spot at saracens.com. Steve, have you secured your spot at the Showdown 2?
I've secured my spot.
Oh, right. I've literally... I said this last time we were on, that I am still not sorting my tickets because I've got friends sorting out who's in town, who's around. But I'm bringing a big... All my friends are coming. Four.
Well, that's
Four
your
people
challenge.
I'll be bringing.
That's your challenge to accept. Get yourself organised.
Yes.
Book your 25 tickets.
Yeah, I don't have 25 friends. Maybe that is my challenge, to make some friends.
Make some friends.
To make some friends. I'm going to bring a ragtag bag of characters to Tottenham Hotspur on March 26th. Anyway, so now, is there a VT now? There is now. Oh, there's a VT for the Showdown. Yeah, God, I'm just seamless today.
Welcome to the Challenge Accepted series.
It's time to lay down a marker against Saracens ahead of Showdown 2 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Successfully complete the most challenges to win. Good luck. I'm really feeling it today, guys.
Yeah!
Don't laugh now.
Is there a hole in this crossbar?
Wow, I'm actually happy with that.
Hit it.
Yes! Gosh, what is that? How many of these mini challenges can you complete together? It bounced out.
Make the most eye-catching posters to promote the Showdown 2.
Oh, chunky pens. Where did these come from?
Let's test your kicking accuracy.
Oh no, I hooked it. Do I get a trial from anyone for that?
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Let's get on with it.
Now it's time to introduce one of the great friends of the show, one of the greatest players ever to have played in the women's game. She's won the World Cup with England. She's been a complete star for Saracens this season. She scored in the last game against Quins. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Marley Packer.
Hey guys.
Hi,
Hello, Marley. I was just going to say, you've had a week and a half off since the last game. Does that mean that after the Quins victory, that was a massive celebration? Did you all get hammered?
It's a bit of a weird one, to be fair, because obviously the men's England game was on, I think, half an hour after our kickoff, so people went a little bit separate, but then we joined up together that evening. Well, a few of them. I didn't. I had babysitting duties, so but the rest of the girls did.
You can't let a performance like that go uncelebrated, though, can you? That really must have meant so much after the reverse here at the StoneX.
Yeah, definitely, and I think to beat them at the Stoop at their own game changer in front of, I think, 4,000 fans was a really great performance from the whole squad. Not just the girls that played in the match, but like the week leading into it, everybody putting in the effort, doing the hard graft at training to get the result we did was fantastic for the club.
But it's also like it's overcoming a psychological hurdle, isn't it? Because I thought that because they did beat us well here, didn't they? And I did watch that game and go, you know, oh my! There was almost a thing on a chip on my shoulder. Go, oh, it's like Quins. Quins are just brilliant. You know, the women's rugby team. And do you find there was there anything you did to sort of G yourselves
No, I
up
don't
for it?
think so. Like, I think people can talk about the previous game and then obviously the final. They'd beaten us back to back if you look at it like that. But actually, we just needed to make sure that we focused on the game in hand, and it was about the squad that turned up on the day that make sure they put the job, do the job, and get the job done, and which we did, and we worked really hard to do that. But I think if you look at the first 60 minutes of the game, I think it was 7-8 to Harlequins, and then like that last 20 minutes of the game, that's when we really pulled away. I think if we had our time again, we'd maybe changed a couple of decisions that we played, but actually it's just a great all-round performance. I'm really sorry you can hear Oliver in the background.
No, it's not. It's a really nice touch. We'd like to bring our kids in, but they're grown up in a university.
I think Oliver may well be our youngest ever guest, so
Yes.
he can wear that badge with pride.
He's probably a future legend as well.
A
People will
future
probably
legend,
use this
absolutely,
video and just go, oh my God,
that's
he's like
it.
one of the greatest players ever.
It's footage for you to keep for his
Okay,
21st.
I don't put, let's not put pressure on him.
No pressure.
No. Marley, I was trying to. What were your stats? They're amazing this year. 30. You're averaging a try a match. Is that like a sort of monkey on your back that you're in such good shape, you're in such good form at the moment that everybody's expecting great performances, or do you just? I mean, do you have to sort of chill yourself out before a game, or do you have to pump yourself up and go, what else can I achieve? Because you.
I think like it. You can look at stats, but actually, like a lot of those tries have come these last few games of the season. Actually, the start of the season, I wasn't scoring tries, but for me, a try, especially like a lot of my tries, are forward tries. So actually, it's about the rest of the pack doing their job to help me to be able to dot down. As performance-wise, I think every game this season, the league is so competitive. You have to turn up and put performance in, and I get a lot more nervous. I think maybe as I've got a bit older, I'm not sure, but before games, and I think that's actually helping me perform and play some of my best rugby, is what a lot of people are saying. I've also been playing 8, which is a little bit different for me. So been managing to get my hands on the ball a bit more than maybe just doing the dog work.
Yeah.
And has this season been particularly difficult to prepare for? It seems you've had more gaps than normal, if that makes sense. There's been a couple of weeks out here, week and a half out there. It seems quite disjointed this year for the women.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think for me as a player, because I'm very privileged, I'm actually a full-time contracted England player. So where the gaps happen, then that's when we go away and play for England and or we're at training camps. The reserve weekends are obviously reserved for weather conditions, can't play on the pitch, or obviously COVID. So we've been quite fortunate. We've only had to play in one of those reserve weekends, whereas other teams have had to play in those weekends where it has been reserved. But that's when the other nations, so like our Scottish players, our Welsh players, they go off and do training camps in those weekends. So actually, it's quite fortunate we've not had to play in those weekends because we would lose them players. But I think the bitty bit, like we obviously had, I think, a 3-week gap before Christmas because of the autumn internationals. Then we actually don't play over Christmas. It shuts down for 2 weeks, which, to be fair, I would like to play in on a Boxing Day game. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Can I just say, I don't get that mentality. That's when I feel most sorry for players, that you can't have a proper Christmas. That you, don't you think? I always feel sorry for footballers and rugby players, and that you get. I think you should just treasure that you can really have a blowout at Christmas.
Yeah, but we don't get to have a blowout at Christmas because, this season we've not done it, but usually we have the fitness test that first weekend in January, so we never get the blowout.
There's no escape. There's no escape. Truly,
so cruel. The next match is Gloucester Hartbury, which is that. Am I right in thinking that's a bit? They're sort of a deceptive team, aren't they? Because they're not very high up the league, but they're very close with lots of their results. They're a sort of, I think, sort of London Irish. I find those teams sinister. Yeah. They're much better than their position.
It's that kind of weekend
for
Saracens, isn't it?
Yeah. I think Gloucester. I think if you look at their games this season, they've only lost by a couple of points, and it's usually in the last 5 minutes. They're a phenomenal team. They've got some great club players, but they've also got some great international players as well. When we went and played them at Gloucester, we always seem to struggle there. I don't know whether it's because it's a grass pitch, and it's always one of those games that is a real tough to get the win. But
are their fans quite horrible at the women's games as well as the men's?
Yeah, we got down to the 80th minute down at their place, and we were drawing with them. We decided to pick and go as forwards. It was my actual first game. I captained Saracens, and I was like, we are not losing. I'll take the draw. So we were drawing. Kickoff happened. I think our coach Alex just wanted us to kick it off the park. I was like, no, let's pick and go. We won the penalty and we kicked for the post and got the points. So yeah, that's how tight the games are down at Gloucester.
Exactly.
Always a special atmosphere at Gloucester.
It is. Well, no, exactly. I don't know. I mean, I think they're very funny, but I think they find themselves very funny.
They do.
And that's the thing.
Self-appointed.
The thing is, I shouldn't have said, Marley, as you were saying, as you get older, you've got more nervous. I shouldn't be bringing up that it's going to be a tough game, should I? You're already doing enough worrying.
No, I don't think I worry. I just think you know that there's no easy game. No, you've got to turn up and perform, and I think that's more. I'm not worried about what I'm about to do. I love what I do. As soon as I cross that line, something switches in me, and that's it.
Brilliant. That's like us before we do this show, isn't it?
Very much.
Just the cameras are on, and suddenly we're just performing. It's so exciting. Marley, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for bringing Oliver along as well.
No worries. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Take care, and really good luck for this weekend.
Yeah,
be a great result. You're on such a great run. You'll be great. You'll definitely score again. Yeah, second half hat trick. Take care. See you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks,
Cheers.
guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right, so moving on. This is so seamless, isn't it? I'm forgetting which camera I'm looking at. It's that one, isn't it? Moving on, amazing Marley Packer. Get to the game this weekend if you can, because as I said, Gloucester Hartbury, it's one that we're worrying about.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Now we are going to a fantastic piece of video that I've just got to remember what it is. Oh, I know what it is. Sorry. What would you say is the world's greatest invention, Steve, apart from the Huddle?
Oh, the Huddle or the rugby ball.
The rugby ball, yeah. Well, look, from the wheel to ice cream, tweezers to Peppa Pig, take a look at what our Sarries men and women players think in the latest episode of Stone X Shorts.
The wheel's pretty good. Whoever did that did well.
The wheel changed the world, didn't it?
You can't move anything without a wheel.
Headphones that you can wear underwater, so when you go for a swim, you can listen to music.
Caffeine gun. I'm just nailing it before training or before games, so that's what gets probably 50% of the squad through most training or games.
Sandwiches, anything with bread in it.
Deliveroo. I like cooking, but I don't like how long it takes to cook.
Maybe like a slush poppy machine. Honestly, game changer.
The garlic crusher. The admin involved in cutting up garlic, just mind blown.
A plane, I think. It does baffle me a little. If you think about it, it is actually, that's insane, isn't it?
Nightclubs. Electric toothbrush. I don't have one. Probably need it, don't I?
Now it's time for Ask a Saracen. This is where the players answer all the juicy questions that you send in, online. And be sure for our next show, send in your questions for Alex Lazovsky via social media at Saracens, #The Huddle, or email thehuddle@saracens.net. But this week we have a man who, well, he entertained us with his roundups before the championship games, didn't he? He was fantastic. Yeah. He's like our very own Joe Marler, but more friendly and approachable. It's Alec Clary.
Hello, Al Clary here from Saracens. I'm coming here to answer some questions from all social media platforms. Let's get into it. Henry Bernard on Instagram. How did you get noticed for a professional team when you were younger? Oh God, I've had a really windy road. So I'd say I was at Hartby College, Hartby University, and then from there I dabbled with Gloucester. Yeah, I guess just went from there. Just got noticed from Bristol, and I mean, back when I was there, they had a big old squad. So like, there was no chance of me ever playing like, first team games or anything like that. So I think I was like 6th choice tight head or something like that. So yeah, it was a good place to sort of develop, but I feel like once I went to Jersey, I came into my niche. That was a very big positive. Like, obviously you're going to get better rugby by playing more rugby, so yeah, that was good. I feel like I came to my own, maybe it's the second year I was there. I've really adapted to how physical the champ was, I've said it before, but yeah. Right, next question. Jake Williams Spurs on Instagram. Would you rather play as a 9 or a winger? That's never appealed to us, funnily enough. I'm not a massive fan of running. So, I mean, the amount of running them 9s do is like, ridiculous. Neither, to answer your question in short, none of them. I'd probably rather finish, like, simply because I've got a song. When I score a try at StoneX and it hasn't been played yet because I haven't scored no tries. So I suppose, yeah, it'll be that. It'll be scoring the tries. Ian via email. What surprised you about Saracens? I've said it before, many a thing that I've done. Just the friendliness, the family orientatedness of the place. You felt at home as soon as you stepped foot through the door, so it was good. Stephen via email. Best post-match meal. It varies. I like wings. I like making my own wings. There's a hell of a wrap place in Hemel called Fat Roosters. And it's really, really good. Like, you get the best wraps there. So big up the Fat Roosters sponsorship. Alistair Wood, Ali Boy, at Ali Boy 82, shout out on Twitter. If a zombie apocalypse was to happen, which household item converted into a weapon would give you the best chance of survival? Household item. Tin opener probably, because you've got, mate. Like I said on me, I mean, I was a uni student back then, so I wasn't as clued up. I didn't even finish The Walking Dead, so now I've finished it. I can probably say maybe it's a tin opener because food's the most important thing. I think weapons come sort of second, third to water and food. So I think, tin opener to open all your tins. For context, I wouldn't recommend looking it up, but there was a YouTube video of me telling you how to survive a zombie apocalypse, but, I wouldn't waste 5 minutes of your life watching it, to be fair. Patrick Ishard on Instagram. Which would you rather fight, 10 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? I reckon I could kick the out of 10 duck-sized horses, mind. Right, so that's the answer to that question. Janice Pacey on Facebook. I'd like to know when you're going to get a proper haircut. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've turned 28 recently, and maybe I've reevaluated my life. And maybe I will get a proper haircut. I think I might be too old for all this nonsense now. So, but I think my missus does a good job with it. My Mrs. Vander, who I love very much, she dyed my hair grey, and when I had long hair, she braided it all. So hats off to her. But yeah, maybe in the near future, normal haircut would be good. Bad Boy Mimi on Instagram. Why the Al Pacino tattoo? Well, for starters, it's not an Al Pacino tattoo. It's an Al Capone tattoo. And secondly, I was 18, and I think I walked into the tattoo shop. I was going to get a tribal wolf. I thought, you know, I watch a lot of gangster films, so I don't want to waste a tattooist's time, so I'll get an Al Capone tattoo instead. And do you know, no regrets. It's me now. It's a part of me. So I'm not Italian or nothing. So yeah, it's just a part of me now. Harry Bryant 7992 on Instagram. What's your best moment for Saracens? And I've said this many a time. It was beating Ealing. From being in the champ with Jersey, we got destroyed by them quite a few times. So it was lovely being for Sarries and actually, you know, beating them was a really good feeling for me after being beat by them so many times in the champ. So yeah, that was a very big thing. Yeah, I mean that comes at a very close second. Like getting the chance to be here another 2 years, it was a great like feeling. The security of it and just knowing that like coaches actually believe in what I can do in that. So yeah, that was a hell of a feeling when I got that. Thanks very much again, guys, for tuning in. Enjoyed all your questions. Next up on Ask a Saracen is Alex Lazovsky. Make sure you get your questions in. Ask him about the showdown too. Right, enjoy.
Fabulous stuff there, Alec Clary. The Geordie accent just reminds me of my commitment that I'm already booked for the Newcastle game, and you're waiting to see if you get the international tickets.
Took us right back to the European final, didn't it?
Yeah, that was lovely. I love that.
Tones.
Of course, a tin opener in a zombie apocalypse. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
That really is.
Yeah, and one of the proper metal ones as well,
Yeah.
not these plastic ones, these newfangled.
Because I just know that would be the thing
ones.
I'd forget. I'd have all the tin cans and then I wouldn't be able to open anything. So thank you, Alec. It wasn't just witty and charming, it was also really informative. That is the right word. Yeah, good. So moving on now, it's now time for Hal's moment of the week. I always want to tell you something from my personal life, but let's keep it rugby. I think, yeah. But in the backs we stopped Esterhazen. But it was up front that we destroyed Quins. Yeah. So for me, it was the 78th minute massive shove in the scrum, destroyed them for the final penalty, wasn't it?
That's right. Yes, yeah. Much to Danny's disgust. A really dominant forward performance. I think we took 6 scrum penalties off of Quins, which may be a new record for us. I think that really was the epitome of what they'd been doing to that pack all afternoon.
Yeah. And if we can big up again, I mean, Tim Swinson, Theo McFarland, absolutely fantastic. Jackson Ray back.
Jackson Ray.
After his, I'd have never played rugby again after fracturing my skull.
I don't think I'd have gone out again.
No, but he came back. Everybody just did. I just think it was an amazing performance.
Yeah, and it was, you know, a top quality front row. You've got Billy anchoring at 8. You know, you've got the future in Theo. You've got, you know, Tim Swinson.
The past Tim Swinson, not the past Tim. The autumn years of his career.
Yes, the autumn of his career, squeezing out one last massive shove that afternoon, and it just, you know, the whole crowd rose as one when he put his hand up and he gave that penalty, and that really was the sealing deal, wasn't it? And stopped them getting a bonus point. So, you know, that's always nice to send your opposition away empty-handed, isn't it?
Did they get a bonus point at the Stoop? I can't remember. We scored that last try.
Yes, because we only just sneaked past them, didn't we, with that Jackson Ray try right at the end.
Yeah,
so,
it's lovely. It's nice. If you're anybody from Quins watching, at least you got 1 point out of the 2 games. Yeah. So now it's a lovely little chat with 2 of the legends from Saturday. There was sorry, I was suddenly doing, was there something else I had to say? No, there wasn't. Two of the legends from Saturday, two of the great legends of this club. This is the first time we've heard from them since they've signed their new contracts. It's Mako and Billy Vunipola having a little chat. It's lovely, this.
Hi, Mac. Welcome to the Huddle. First question is, do you think the rest of the Premiership has missed us?
No. I don't think they are. They're probably annoyed that it didn't take us that hard work it wasn't that hard work to get us back into it. It's like riding a bike, get on and get going.
A winning Saracens return to the big time, and they have come to last season's table toppers and suffocated the life out of them. It's like they've never been gone.
And how would you rate our progress on our Premiership return?
Okay, we're okay, second place at the minute. I think it's a lot more competitive than it was before. Not that I'm saying that it wasn't, but I think with everything that's happened, it's been tough and we have to dig deep, but happy where we are so far.
I think from the reaction of the crowds, I'll probably say they haven't missed us, but that's helped us as a group to stick together in games, especially away from home. And in terms of our progress so far in the Prem, I think I agree with you. We're going okay, but we always want to improve and we want to get better. So we're okay so far. I'm not saying it's bad, but there's lots more work we're trying to do.
And they're there. Billy Vunipola storms over for Saracens.
I think the Premier has missed us a bit, don't they? Like, everyone likes to have a team they don't like, and I'm not saying everyone hates us, but there's a lot of people that don't like us. But there's also a lot of people that like us.
Highlights of the season so far?
Highlight of the season, tough one. I mean, how do you have a highlight when the season's not done? What's your highlight?
Yeah, you're right, actually. Probably the games that we won away showed how tight we are as a group when we have been on it. I think that's why we both said that season's been okay so far, because there's been times where we could have been better, but if I was to pick one, it'd probably be Bath. We were on it from the get-go. Lovely weather, lovely rugby, and a good result.
I actually enjoyed the bus journey back from Northampton. That'd probably be one of them. I think the away games are good, but highlight so far is probably the bus journeys with the boys.
Saracens send in the extra reinforcements. They're still just going forwards towards that try line. Ominously now, a wall of red, and the try is scored.
The new deal, obviously, Christmas Eve. What was the reason of you wanted to stay?
Pretty straightforward. Obviously, we went through a tough period. Probably people say self-inflicted, but still tough nonetheless. And with COVID, like you mentioned, loads of boys leaving. I wanted to try and help in any way that I could by giving back to the club and getting us back to where we were or where we want to be. And also, like the boys, we've got a good bunch of lads who, like you said, have a good time off the pitch, but also on it, they're always driving standards.
As you'd know, they've been a very good club to us as a family. It would have been very difficult to see myself anywhere else. I still want to play for England. That's another reason I want to stay in England. But at this point in my life, I'm not ready to get away from what this club has offered me, or my family as well.
What would you say the best thing about being around the group during international periods have been? It's not really normal for us, so, well, luckily for us, but also luckily for us we're here as well.
Best thing is less lads chat. I'm looking at Jamie George, Litway, Nick Ezekwe. Maro doesn't really talk, but when he does talk, off the field there's a bit of bant, stinks. But no, what's the best thing about the national period? I guess it kind of shows the identity of this group. We're missing quite a lot of big players for us. It's good that I think we're able to still have a bit of experience around the young group that we have here, but also there's still a lot of boys here that who have played a lot of games with the club. So
I think the best thing about being around this period is seeing how much talent we've got coming through. The young boys, not just like talent, but also like how funny they are. People like, I don't want to plug them, but I'll give Refi a plug. Andy Christie, but also your quiet ones like Javon, call him Jabron James. Yeah, it's been good to be around the older lads, but especially the young lads, because they bring that, almost like that, they're so keen. And you love seeing that as well. So yeah, I've enjoyed that. How have you found your newfound leadership responsibilities? I thought you've been pretty good, to be fair.
I don't feel like I've changed that much. I think having an armband doesn't really mean I have to change who I am. It probably means that people look to me more than they probably used to. No, I guess in this period now, with obviously boys missing, not just for international but injuries, you kind of have to step up. So no, I've enjoyed it. It's been easy enough with you lads helping me out.
I think for me, my role in playing, so to speak, a leader is just doing my role really well. And that's how I see myself helping you, boys.
Heading towards the try line, Billy Vunipola. All he has to do is just kneel down, dot it down, and Saracens have their second try.
And the outlook for the rest of the season, domestic and international?
Outlook for the rest of the season, win the Prem, win the Europa League. What's that? The Challenge Cup. And then get steaming after the end of the season. No, I'm joking. That's the ideal scenario. Obviously, want to be challenging in both competitions, so don't want to make any bones about it, but that's our goal, and understandably, week in, week out, we got to make it happen by playing as well as we can. So, and then international, put my hands up again to play more games.
Yeah, same. Probably not as blunt as you put it, but that is the goal. We're fighting on two fronts, and yeah, we're looking forward to challenging at the top again, and we're in a good position, but we can still do better. Internationally, same as you again, just play as well as I can for the boys and for the club, and if that puts me in the window, then it does, and if not, then got to keep fighting.
My words, that is a scrummage to be proud of.
Just with the Saracens supporting the Tonga, the situation over there in the fund is at 12,000 now. So
thank you.
We as a family just want to thank you all for your support, your donations. It means a lot to us, the way this club has kind of, how quickly they support us and how quickly they've reached out to us to help. So I know how big a difference it'll make for people at home, and we're all just very grateful for your support on that.
Yeah, I think it's like a general just thank you to everyone for your support, and like retweets, messages, it's gone a long way to helping, so thank you. And finally, the Showdown 2. I didn't know there was a Showdown 1, but apparently you're on our second year of Showdown.
Yeah.
With the new stadium. £1 billion apparently it cost them. Hopefully we can bring that stadium and win.
Yeah, hopefully you guys come and support us. Be a tough one against Bristol, the Showdown. I just can't wait to see the facilities they have there. Well, hopefully I'm playing, but just be looking forward to seeing how good the stadium is.
Dangerous players like your Randrandra, sorry I haven't pronounced that right, I know I haven't. Morahans, and they've got threats all over their team, Vuis of this world. But also we got our own threats. It'll be a good game. Putau, sorry, forgot to mention you, mate. It'll be a good game, and hopefully, like Marco said, we're both involved. And I can't wait to see everyone pack it out, especially the end. Is it 17,000? Yeah, let's get in it, and let's get like a Hong Kong 7-star vibe going. That'd be nice. Rigsby's one of those boys that would like take the mick out of himself first, so the boys so no one can do it.
I think he was investigated for match fixing, trying to step out the way so they can score. But I know. I think when everyone comes back on internationals, Ben will be holding the pants, not on the pitch.
Do you know what I love about that is that it's so clear, and I know this is clear in every family, it's so clear that Mako's the older one and Billy's the younger one.
Yeah.
Mako's got a kind of old man wisdom.
That's it, that
Just
brotherly
chats
reverence.
And Billy's just like, even though they're both quite cool and laid back, but you can tell Billy's more eager to please.
Definitely,
Isn't he?
definitely. Looking up to his big brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a wonderful dynamic, and I perhaps shouldn't say, I never doubted that they would go. There was lots of paper talk, there was lots of agent talk about maybe a big money move to France, and if they got, unselected by England, whether or not there was any motivation to stay. But you've heard it from them there. It's club first, and if England come calling, then they're very much interested in playing. And they've both got young families, and they're very settled, and they wanted to give something back to Saracens. So I'm very, very reassured at their absolute commitment to the cause.
And maybe this is me not really understanding rugby players' mentality, but they are playing, I think, really well. And I would, if I was them, I'd be getting quite bitter about not being inside. But they're still just giving it their all. They're still playing the club games. And I think they're both in really good form. They both should be in that England squad.
Absolutely.
And I'd be quite furious. But they're keeping a lid on it and going, no.
You've got to make yourself undroppable, haven't you?
Yeah.
This is the thing. And unfortunately, the more the public cry out for somebody to be included in an England side, it seems that Eddie is more and more reluctant to do so. He's very much his own man and his own coach. But I'm buoyed by the fact that we've got them at the club. It's been a difficult period of fixtures for us, and to have experience and skill and ability like that in our pack, credit to us.
And I love the fact of players that the way Mako's going. Doing his, no one really likes us doing. Well, some people do. I'm thinking, I love that. I love the fact that players do embrace that, because they do get so much hassle when we go away, and we're so nice.
Every
as a
pantomime
club
has a villain, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we've become the pantomime villains, and it's really it should be Quins. We know it should be Quins. Really, maybe that should be our campaign to try and turn Quins into the Premiership baddies. They play lovely rugby, but they're evil. Now, that's the end of the show. It's been a packed show, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like I've gone on a real journey. I feel older than when we started. But if you do want to get in contact with us, you can do that via social media at Saracens, # the Huddle, email. I should know this by now. It's like 27th show. The Huddle at saracens.net. You can email us anything. Particularly, email your questions for Alex Lazovsky, who's going to be on Ask a Saracen. And I might ask him a question actually, because
Who would you rather beat in a final, Wasps or Montpellier?
Who would I rather beat in a final of?
Yeah, that's my question for Loz. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I see. But because they both. But I'm saying he could be both. Could be Wasps in the Premiership final, Montpellier. Oh no, Montpellier, you're in the. Okay, you're just saying in general.
It's a question. Sorry, don't overthink it.
I'm thinking it in terms of you actually were going. Montpellier aren't in the Challenge Cup. They're in the proper thing.
Would you rather I asked him what his favourite colour was?
Yeah, so I'm ruining your questions, aren't I? Just keep it simple. No, do you know what I'd ask him? Because I've met him twice, and I've been a really weird fanboy both times. Both times was after the Bristol game, and then after the Quins game away at the Stoke, and I was a bit like, you were amazing. and I sort of want to ask, do you think I'm a... Because he looks a bit scared of me.
Perhaps an apology.
Do you like me?
Perhaps an apology rather a question.
Lazovsky, what do you think of Hal? Do you think he's a bit weird because he's behaved badly? Sorry, we've got to wrap up at the end of the show. I'm sure you've already turned off, but don't, because it's listography. How well do Elliot Daly and Duncan Taylor really know each other? So we'll leave you. Sorry, am I meant to be reading out these questions? I am. Sorry. What's the 3 things you must have in your kit bag? What are the 5 things you'd say to a ref? These are the questions they're going to be answering. Bragging rights are up for grabs. We play listography, presented by City Index. It's time for listography. Goodbye. See you soon.
I forgot what they're called. You haven't played in so long.
3 things you might hear shouted from the coach's box.
It's quite a hard one, to be fair. I'm going to go really noisy.
Okay.
You don't really hear it on the field, though, do you?
No, I don't hear anything, but I'm assuming swearing is prohibited in this.
Smash him. What did I say?
Yeah, we got two.
We got that. Yeah. Smash him. You just hear that all the time, especially in defence. Can't say that, but I assume that happens a few times up there. And discipline, just, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
I got the same to discipline smashing, but I put move away because it's a bit noisy, so I thought someone would be shouting that from the sideline. Maybe Kelly, maybe. 2 out of 3. Take that.
Cool. So rub those up. 3 most important items in your kit bag.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
Of course it is.
I've gone banterous with the last one.
I've forgotten what they're called.
You haven't played in so long. I'm not
These
looking,
things
guys.
that Andy Good wears. They're not really essentials, though.
You also don't wear them.
I actually don't know what else you take. What's an essential to play rugby?
I've gone with boots, gum shield, and your heart. If you've got those three things, you're fine. Just bring your heart with you, you'll be fine.
Can we get some examples of people who leave it at home?
I can't do that because it's on camera, but I'll tell you later.
Boots, gum shield, and snack.
Just what kind of snacks are you talking?
Any sort of snacks that you fancy, really. Mars bars.
I've got
crisps.
Really? Anything for energy?
Yes, anything for
Malt
energy.
loaf.
Yeah, malt loaf's good, isn't it?
Serene. 2 out of 3. Again, we're bossing this.
2 out of 3.
You didn't actually cheat there either.
5 things a player might say to the referee.
Mainly things that I've said to the referee.
Yeah.
Did you get a red card once for calling a ref something?
Yes. No, I didn't get red card. I didn't get anything in the game. Got banned for 3 weeks though.
For calling him a name?
Yes.
So
can't put that there.
We can't put that there.
I don't think we're going to get many of these right.
Offside. Just the standard offside shout. What was that for? Because I never know what it's for. Give me a break. Because I probably don't agree with the call. WTF. Because again, I probably don't agree with the call. No way. Again, probably don't agree with the call. Yeah, I think when you start saying stuff like that, that's when you've properly lost your head.
It's over.
Yeah.
Sir, say that quite a lot. No way, which we got together. Why was that a penalty? Which I think is quite similar to his second point. Can you check that, please? Going upstairs. And then just, how's the family? How are you before the game, you know? Try and butt them up a bit.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I am more polite than Duncan, yeah. I'm going to give us that one as well,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that is very similar.
2.
You alright with that? So how many did we get on total? Did you count that up?
6. Who remembers joint second, you know what I mean?
Oh, sorry.